Warning: the following message may shock you, but ignoring it could cost you everything. Dismiss the next 5 minutes at your own peril, because lurking inside your body is a silent menace, ready to erupt without warning. Right now, as you casually brush off that mild wobble when getting out of bed, or that subtle fatigue creeping into your daily routine, a deadly chain reaction might already be underway. Imagine waking up one morning, unable to move your limbs, frozen by a devastating stroke, or your chest tightening unbearably as your heart starves for oxygen every second, ticking away your chances of survival. You think this won't happen to you? Think again. Every year, countless individuals in their 70s and 80s overlook minor signals only to suffer catastrophic heart attacks, debilitating falls, or irreversible brain injuries that rob them of their independence. Here's the terrifying truth: each day of reduced mobility silently increases your risk of broken bones, heart failure, and cognitive collapse. Your body weakens, circulation slows, and your brain becomes vulnerable to catastrophic clots. The line between minor inconvenience and tragic emergency is thinner than you realize. Don't wait until you're lying helpless on the floor calling desperately for help that might not arrive in time. Act now before your next step becomes your last. A troubling anecdote transition. A patient of mine, Miss M, believed that slowing down was just a natural part of aging. She was 76, living alone in a modest apartment, and had once been an avid gardener. Over a few short months, her brisk pace declined to a sluggish shuffle, and she found herself out of breath from minimal effort. She brushed off her shortness of breath as a trivial inconvenience. Then one afternoon, she collapsed in her kitchen, fracturing her hip. The tumble wasn't just a bone issue. Her heart was also under tremendous strain. Miss M was rushed to the hospital, where the doctors discovered that her reduced daily movement had precipitated hidden hazards. Her overall circulation was impaired, and her heart had been working overtime to compensate for muscles that no longer supported her posture and balance. This is the chilling reality that can arise if you don't address decreased mobility. Fortunately, Ms. M got help in time to prevent a worse calamity, but she learned the hard lesson: ignoring mobility decline, even if it feels normal, is a gamble that can exact a steep price. The underlying science you need to know. After decades of research, physicians have determined that maintaining muscle tone and joint flexibility is vital to prevent heart or vascular catastrophes. Weak muscle groups force the cardiovascular system to work harder, elevating blood pressure and heart rate in everyday scenarios, according to a 2020 report in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. This strain becomes even more pronounced if a person also has underlying conditions like type 2 diabetes or high cholesterol, compounding the risk of circulation blockages. Essentially, immobility doesn't just make you stiff, it sets you up for potential circulatory disasters. We've confirmed in numerous studies that sedentary lifestyles correlate strongly with an increase in hospital admissions for cardiac events, said one of the contributing authors from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health 2021 Internal Department Review. The same principle applies to strokes. A sluggish bloodstream is more prone to clot formation, and a clot that travels to the brain can be catastrophic. Simple steps to maintain functional movement, like practicing gentle exercises or sticking to a balanced meal plan, can dramatically reduce these threats. The key is to take action before warning signs morph into medical crises. Essential step number 1, make restful sleep non-negotiable. It may sound counterintuitive to focus on sleep when your chief concern is day-to-day mobility. However, the quality and quantity of nighttime rest profoundly influence muscle repair, cardiovascular regulation, and even your capacity to stay steady on your feet. Poor sleep leads to hormonal imbalances that can weaken bones and accelerate muscle loss. Additionally, restless nights result in sluggish days, making it more likely that you'll forgo physical activities. Thus, the vicious cycle intensifies. There's also a direct link between chronic sleep deprivation and elevated stress hormones, which can spike heart rate and blood pressure. If you're consistently getting less than 6 hours of quality rest, your heart is under more tension. Adequate slumber is indispensable for seniors who want to keep their hearts functioning, optimally emphasizes a World Health Organization WHO briefing published in 2018, Global Perspectives on Aging. So do not trivialize your nighttime routine. If you're waking frequently, consider a professional consultation to rule out issues such as sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. An elderly client of mine, Mr. B, was constantly tired during daytime hours. He chalked it up to old age. But after an in-depth evaluation, we pinpointed chronic insomnia. Once he addressed the root cause, taking steps such as avoiding late caffeine dimming lights an hour before bed and creating a cool, quiet atmosphere, his vitality improved noticeably. He was finally able to go on short walks without feeling faint. It's crucial to appreciate that restful nights translate to more energy and clearer thinking, enabling you to follow through with essential exercises and mobility tasks. Here's an immediate checklist for better sleep. 1. Begin winding down at least 1 hour before bedtime. 2. Avoid bright screens or other electronics late at night. 3. Try calming exercises like slow breathing. And 4. Consult your physician if your sleep issues persist or worsen. These are not luxuries, they are the bedrock of your wellness. By prioritizing rest, you secure a reliable foundation to begin tackling the other steps outlined below. Karimon. Essential step for 2. Harness the power of yoga. Yoga is more than an exercise trend. It's an ancient discipline, combining mindful poses, breathing techniques, and stress reduction strategies. For older adults, especially those in their 70s and beyond, this practice can elevate flexibility, reduce tension in overworked muscles, and stabilize your center of gravity. If you've been feeling a loss of balance, even a gentle form of yoga can strengthen the core, making everyday tasks less hazardous. Beyond that, it provides a soothing environment to clear your head and lower cortisol levels. One reason yoga stands out is its adaptability. You don't have to twist into complicated positions to reap its benefits. Simple chair-based variations exist, ensuring seniors with limited mobility can safely participate. According to a 2019 study in the Gerontology and Health Journal, older adults who practice low-intensity yoga at least twice a week reported improved muscle tone and decreased anxiety. One participant even mentioned feeling more in command of her body, no longer living in fear of sudden falls. I knew a 75-year-old retired librarian named Ms. T who had recurring stiffness in her hips and knees. Walking long distances became difficult, so she cautiously ventured into a chair-focused yoga class offered by her community center. Within 2 months, Ms. T reported enhanced range of motion and a notable reduction in pain. She could reach kitchen shelves without wincing. Even more uplifting was the calmness she described after each session, a tranquil relief from the stress of daily aches. If you want to integrate yoga into your life, start with an instructor who has experience teaching older participants. Many community centers and online programs specifically cater to seniors. Your initial step might be as simple as 15-minute gentle stretching sessions with guided breathing. Over time, you can gradually increase duration and complexity, always respecting your body's signals. Remember to consult your physician before undertaking new physical routines, particularly if you already struggle with chronic ailments. Essential step 3. Practice slow, fluid movements with Tai Chi. This graceful martial art is sometimes labeled moving meditation. It's a centuries-old practice that merges deliberate, gentle movements with intentional breathing, making it especially well-suited for individuals who find high-impact routines too jarring. Tai Chi is praised for aiding balance and reducing the likelihood of trips and tumbles. Its motions systematically train the body to shift weight gradually, which stabilizes your stance over time. Many participants also speak of mental serenity gained from Tai Chi. Moving slowly in sync with each breath not only bolsters your joints but also calms your mind, observed Dr. Michael Greger in an interview about holistic health in 2020, published on a public forum discussing geriatric exercise. The mental clarity helps seniors focus more effectively on maintaining posture during day-to-day tasks, preventing lapses that can lead to injuries. A 78-year-old gentleman I encountered in an outpatient setting was hesitant. At first, he considered this art form too delicate to be meaningful. Yet after just a handful of sessions, he found the slow, dance-like flows boosted his thigh and calf strength. He reported feeling not only steadier, but also less anxious. At first, he worried constantly about what could go wrong if I lose my balance. Through Tai Chi, he gained the confidence to stroll outdoors on uneven ground, something he had avoided for over a year. Starting Tai Chi doesn't require special gear. Comfortable clothing, a flat surface, and an experienced instructor, either in person or via an online class, are typically enough. Look for Tai Chi for seniors classes to ensure the instruction is adapted to gentler forms. If you feel short of breath or dizzy, pause immediately and consult your physician about adjusting the intensity. The objective is consistency, not punishment. As your muscle control and steadiness grow, you'll realize how significantly everyday movement can improve. Essential step number 4, introduce lightweight training. Most people are shocked to discover that lack of strength can accelerate heart trouble. When you can't lift moderate objects or carry groceries without strain, your circulatory system often overcompensates, spiking your blood pressure. This increased strain can burden the heart and might predispose you to critical events. Lightweight training acts as an antidote, helping you rebuild lost muscle and reduce undue stress on your cardiovascular system. You don't have to go near a bodybuilder's heavy dumbbells. Even a pair of light hand weights, 1 or 2 pounds, can significantly contribute to muscle integrity. Resistance bands offer another gentle option to enhance upper and lower body power. Preserving muscle mass is fundamental to healthy aging, concluded a 2017 study from the International Journal of Exercise Science Research found that participants over 70 who performed simple strength work 3 days a week greatly enhanced their daily function compared to those who did no resistance exercise at all. I recall a 77-year-old school bus driver, Mr. S., who was forced into early retirement due to persistent back pain. He assumed he could never tolerate anything beyond daily walks. But once those walks became strenuous, he realized his muscle deterioration was more severe than he'd imagined. Incorporating small, manageable weights into a twice-weekly program, he gradually regained enough strength to stand without aches. The best part, the newly built muscle alleviated some of the pressure on his heart, improving his overall stamina. He found he could even resume light yard work, something he had abandoned years prior. A basic regimen might include holding light weights while performing seated arm curls, shoulder raises, or leg extensions. Over time, you can add more repetitions or slightly heavier weights. Always keep safety in mind, practice correct posture, avoid jerky movements, and consider engaging a trainer experienced with older adults. Consult your physician if you have concerns about arthritis, heart conditions, or other ailments. Strength training at a measured pace can be transformative, building a protective shield against frailty and circulatory strain. Essential step number 5, explore mindful meditation. Have you ever felt like your anxious thoughts spiral out of control? Chronic stress can quietly sabotage physical health and magnify issues like high blood pressure and irregular heartbeat. Mindful meditation offers a straightforward approach to curtail this mental storm. By concentrating on the present moment, focusing on the rhythm of your breath or the sensations in your body, you create a refuge of calm. Lower stress levels mean reduced strain on the cardiovascular system. The WHO's 2019 Mental Health Advisory for Older Adults noted that mindfulness practices can decrease cortisol, the stress hormone, and stabilize blood pressure. Over time, consistent meditation fosters mental clarity and can even improve quality of sleep. If you find yourself overwhelmed by worries about the future or regrets about the past, grounding yourself in the here and now can ease both emotional and physical turmoil. I once worked with a 74-year-old ex-accountant who struggled with panic episodes whenever she thought about her physical decline. She began dedicating 10 minutes each morning to quiet meditation, focusing simply on gentle inhales and exhales. Her family noticed that she gradually became calmer, more open to social interaction, and more willing to embrace new exercise routines. She reported that her heart no longer raced at the slightest provocation, a sure sign that her circulation and stress levels were stabilizing. Mindful exercises can be done almost anywhere, while seated comfortably, lying down, or even standing. Some seniors enjoy guided audio sessions that walk them through each breath. Others simply set a timer and observe their thoughts without judgment. Experiment with different methods to see which resonates best. If confusion or frustration arises, consult your physician for resources or consider group classes at local senior centers. The mental resilience you gain through meditation can become a crucial ally in every aspect of daily life. Essential step number 6, Use chair exercises for safety and strength. Staying active might seem impossible if you struggle with unpredictable dizziness or difficulty standing. This is where chair-based workouts shine. Exercises performed from a stable seated position offer the best of both worlds, controlled movements to boost muscle tone and circulation without the constant fear of falling. For older individuals who need extra support, these routines can be life-changing. Raising arms, rotating your torso side to side, or doing slow leg lifts while seated can still engage essential muscle groups. A 2018 comparative study in aging and physical activity found that older adults who faithfully practice chair workouts improve flexibility and upper body strength, leading to easier management of daily tasks like reaching for cabinets or dressing independently. Even minimal progress can guard you from the downward spiral of inactivity. I met a 79-year-old woman named Miss R, who had endured multiple falls in a 6-month stretch. She feared further injuries so much that she basically stopped moving unless absolutely necessary. Her physician recommended daily chair exercise videos designed specifically for seniors. Within weeks, Miss R noticed better leg control when transitioning from seated to standing. She also gained enough confidence to try short strolls with a walker, eventually cutting her fear of tumbles nearly in half. Her success story underlines a crucial lesson. Immobility often generates more problems than it solves. If you're unsure how to start, consult a physical therapist or seek a virtual class that specializes in seated routines. Even 15 minutes each day can trigger improvements in strength and blood flow. For added benefits, incorporate light hand weights or resistance bands. Just remember to maintain proper posture. And as always, consult your physician if any discomfort or pain arises. The purpose is consistent progress without risking harm. Essential step number 7, rediscover the joy of gardening. Few things combine physical exertion, mental engagement, and emotional fulfillment quite like tending a small garden. Digging, planting, or weeding keeps your muscles active in a low-impact manner, while also enhancing finger dexterity. Seniors who find formal exercise intimidating often enjoy the more natural movements that gardening demands. Bending to pull weeds or reaching to prune a branch helps maintain range of motion, all wrapped in the simple pleasure of nurturing plant life. Beyond the physical advantages, there's a powerful stress relief component. Spending time in green spaces can lower cortisol levels, leading to improved heart health and emotional resilience, states an environmental well-being summary from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. 2020 departmental newsletter. Just being near soil plants and sunlight fosters an important sense of calm, something medication alone cannot replicate. Consider Mr. G, an 80-year-old retiree who had trouble walking more than a block without discomfort. He started a backyard vegetable patch which required mild shoveling, crouching, and kneeling. Over a few months, his leg strength improved enough for him to take unassisted walks around the neighborhood. Even more remarkable was the boost in his spirits. Each new bloom or ripe tomato symbolized tangible progress. He often said, "Watching those plants grow gave me hope that my own body could heal too." If you're interested but have limited mobility, try raised beds or container gardens. This reduces the need for deep bending. Alternatively, sit on a sturdy stool while you work. The aim is to remain safe while still introducing gentle, purposeful movement into your routine. Engage your physician if you're unsure about knee or back strain. A major advantage of gardening is its flexibility. You can adjust tasks, pace, and the kind of plants you grow to fit your health profile perfectly. Ifwarn. Essential step number 8. Get in the pool with safe swimming or water aerobics. For anyone coping with arthritis, chronic back discomfort, or an unsteady gait, water-based exercise is a gift. Buoyancy counteracts a significant portion of your body weight, relieving pressure on joints. This gentler environment allows you to perform movements that might be painful or risky on dry land. You can stretch, flex, and strengthen muscles with minimal shock to knees, hips, or spine. Additionally, aquatic activities can boost heart health without the intense exertion tied to other workouts. When you move in water, your heart works efficiently because the hydrostatic pressure aids circulation. A 2017 article in the British Journal of Sports Medicine noted that regular water-based workouts improve cardiovascular function in older participants who otherwise found standard gym routines too taxing. With the water support, you can elevate your heart rate in a controlled manner. I recall a 76-year-old nurse, Miss V, who had been physically active most of her life until severe knee troubles surfaced. She considered herself done with exercise. Then a friend suggested a local water aerobics class at an indoor pool. Miss V discovered that even gentle leg kicks and arm swings in the shallow end helped her regain some endurance. After 3 months, she could climb stairs more confidently and felt invigorated. Her cardiologist also praised her improved blood pressure readings. If you're a beginner, search for senior swim programs or low-intensity water aerobics. Remember to consult your physician regarding any heart or blood pressure concerns. Always prioritize safety use, supportive footwear for pool edges, and consider a flotation device if you're uneasy in the water. A perk of aquatic routines is their social aspect. Group classes often build camaraderie. Over time, consistent aquatic exercise can be an anchor for better strength, reduced aches, and improved circulation. Essential step number 9, protect yourself with a balanced diet. Achy joints, declining agility, and shaky steps often share a root cause: inflammation. Certain foods exacerbate chronic inflammation, which can worsen conditions such as osteoporosis or artery hardening. A balanced intake of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can reduce these harmful processes, fueling your muscles and fortifying your bones. Don't underestimate the power of nutrition in preventing heart or vascular blockages. An 80-year-old man I once treated, Mr. P, had severely limited mobility and frequent episodes of elevated blood sugar. After shifting away from refined carbohydrates and processed meals, he saw meaningful improvements. Within 6 weeks of incorporating more whole grains, fresh produce, and moderate portions of lean poultry, his blood sugar regulated and he felt more energetic. His ability to move without huffing and puffing. Double diet changes are often the turning point for older adults facing multiple health issues. Scientific analysis supports the idea that nutrient-dense foods directly correlate with improved stamina. In 2019, the Journal of Nutrition and Aging published findings showing that older adults consuming ample antioxidants like vitamins C and E had notably better joint flexibility and muscle function. Add beans or lentils to your menu for protein, incorporate heart-friendly fats from olives or avocados, and pile your plate with colorful produce. These simple tweaks can do more than just help you maintain weight. They can drastically boost overall resilience. To get started, formulate a shopping list based on whole foods. Aim for at least 5 servings of produce daily. Prioritize hydration. Mild dehydration worsens fatigue and can lead to muscle cramps. If you have existing conditions such as diabetes, consult your physician or a registered dietitian to design a personalized food plan. Ensuring each plate is balanced might feel daunting at first, but small, consistent changes make a huge difference in maintaining your capacity to move freely. The missing spark. Why you should fear doing nothing. You've heard these 9 essential steps, but do you realize the severity of ignoring them? If you remain unconcerned, your muscles can fade at an alarming rate. Your bones can weaken, and your cardiovascular system can be left vulnerable. In the worst cases, catastrophic events like a blocked artery in your brain or a frightening seizure of the heart might appear out of the blue. This isn't a casual warning, but a real possibility for those who remain inactive and unprepared. Physical therapists often refer to the use it or lose it principle. The human body is engineered for motion, and a lack of activity accelerates the deterioration. Individuals who drastically reduce movement after 70 can experience up to a 50% drop in muscle mass by age 80, warns a specialized aging report from the WHO 2016 Global Healthy Aging Initiative. That muscle mass isn't just for show, its loss places an enormous strain on the heart, since your cardiovascular system must compensate for weaker tissues. Here's the harsh truth: many hospital beds are occupied by seniors who believe they could rely on medication alone. But your heart can't exist in a vacuum, nor can your bones remain strong without mild mechanical stress. Immobility also quickens mental decline. The less you move, the less oxygen and nutrients you deliver to the brain. Ultimately, ignoring these guidelines can push you into a revolving door of hospital visits, an exhausting cycle for you and your loved ones. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment, "I feel it," if you relate, "I'm safe," if not, and add a question for the doctor. This isn't a casual inquiry. It's a chance to confront reality. Recognize the early signals like unsteady steps, easily fatigued muscles, or fleeting aches that linger longer than usual. Address them now or face steeper odds later. Atuninamum. Real people, real consequences. Additional case studies. Case study AR, 72-year-old data analyst found that her posture worsened after retirement, leading to daily lower back discomfort. She didn't think much of it until she was forced to rely on a cane. Her physician discovered chronic weakness in her spine-supporting muscles, which contributed to elevated blood pressure from the strain. By incorporating short daily yoga routines and a protein-rich meal schedule, she regained enough strength to walk without support, and her blood pressure stabilized. Case study B, a 79-year-old church organist faced repeated falls. He nearly suffered a critical head injury after one tumble down a short flight of stairs. It turned out that apart from occasional weekend organ playing, he rarely engaged in physical activity. Over 6 months, he integrated Tai Chi sessions and mild weight training. As his legs and core muscles improved, he became steadier. No further falls occurred, and the sense of fear that shadowed him daily dissipated. Case study. See, an 81-year-old caretaker for her spouse realized she had almost no time for herself. Her joints felt permanently stiff, and fatigue weighed her down. A friend introduced her to water aerobics, which she tried once a week. The buoyancy allowed her to move without pain, so she increased sessions to 3 times weekly. Not only did her physical energy skyrocket, but she also found mental relief from the constant stress. She reported fewer tension headaches, and her doctor lowered her medication for chronic pain. These stories underscore the reality that your body and mind can still adapt even in advanced age. Neglect of movement, however, can transform these golden years into a nightmare of pain, dependence, or repeated hospital admissions. The difference often hinges on a few consistent habits. Don't wait for a crisis to jolt you into action. Let these cases motivate you to take proactive steps. Your 24-hour challenge. Want to see immediate tangible progress? Here's a simple one-day commitment you can share with friends, family, or support groups. First, set an alarm for every hour you're awake. Whenever it goes off, stand up or remain seated if standing is too difficult, and do 5 to 10 slow arm lifts or leg stretches. This micro-workout approach ensures you won't spend extended periods in complete inactivity. Simultaneously swap out at least one unhealthy meal for a nutrient-dense plate brimming with vegetables, lean protein, and a moderate portion of complex carbohydrates. If you usually skip fruits, add a bowl of mixed berries or melon slices. Finish the day with 5 minutes of mindful breathing before bed. Doing this routine for just 24 hours can open your eyes to how small changes in movement and diet restore a sense of vitality. You'll feel a difference, maybe more mental clarity or less stiffness, and that might be all the motivation you need to keep going. Tunmiyui, a 7-day checklist to ignite change. If one day whets your appetite for improved health, commit to a full week of transformation. You'll share your experiences, track progress, and hold yourself accountable for each daily milestone. Here is a blueprint you can adapt to your abilities. 1. Daily mobility. Dedicate 15 minutes to gentle stretches or chair exercises. 2. Proper sleep. Maintain a sleep diary aiming for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted rest. 3. Mindfulness breaks. Carve out at least 5 minutes each day to practice slow, deep breathing. 4. Light strength work. Use small hand weights or resistance bands twice this week. 5. Balanced meals. Ensure each meal includes veggies, protein, and beneficial fats. Minimum once a day if you can't do it at every meal. Hydration check. 8 glasses of water or enough to keep your urine pale in color. 7. Social sharing. Link up with a friend or family member also committed to better health and compare notes at the end of each day. By the end of these 7 days, note your changes in a journal. Are you feeling more limber when getting out of bed? Do you have slightly more stamina for daily chores? Checking in with yourself fosters consistency, which is key for any real improvement. Think of this as your personalized pilot project. If you find certain steps too easy or too tough, adjust as necessary but never give up entirely. Little incremental gains can add up to a monumental shift. Practical advice to stay motivated. Sticking to new habits can be tough, especially when you're juggling existing health concerns. Here's a short playbook. 1. Public commitment. Tell loved ones about your plan. Accountability often fuels discipline. 2. Reward system. Celebrate small wins like an extra block walked or fewer aches with healthy treats or a fun activity. 3. Buddy up joint efforts encourage higher adherence. A neighbor grandchild or an online buddy can keep you on track. 4. Consult your physician. If pain or dizziness arises, pause and get professional guidance rather than abandoning the entire routine. Take it step by step. In a week or two, you'll start to see tangible improvements. Maintain that momentum by broadening your goals like adding a new vegetable to your diet each week or slightly increasing your resistance. Band tension. Remember, these are not temporary measures. They are building blocks for a sustainable lifestyle that wards off major medical scares. Vinyl call to comment. Now it's your turn to speak. Have you ever noticed the subtle signs that your mobility might be slipping? Go ahead and comment. I feel it if it resonates, I'm safe if not, and add a question for the doctor. Sharing your status opens the door for community support and professional insights. Others reading your comments might have valuable strategies or experiences to offer. Communication is the cornerstone of staying informed and connected. Never underestimate the power of collective wisdom. When multiple voices compare notes, you glean tips that might perfectly fit your life. Also, if you're uncertain about a particular symptom or worry, seeking knowledge is always better than allowing dread to fester. The best step is an informed step, and your voice matters. Don't let fear keep you silent. Recap and emphasizing credibility. We've covered a wide array of strategies, from incorporating restful sleep routines to adopting gentle weightlifting regimens, from exploring yoga and Tai Chi for improved balance to taking advantage of aquatic exercises, chair-based movements, and the fulfillment of gardening. Each of these 9 steps fights against the slow slip into fragility that so many people mistakenly accept as the normal course of aging. Combining them with a balanced, nutrient-rich diet rounds out a comprehensive approach. A quick summary of expert sources. The World Health Organization's emphasis on preventing muscle loss, published in 2016, underscores that mobility is a linchpin for healthy aging. Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health has highlighted the mind-body connection, showing how stress management and diet shape your long-term wellness 2020 newsletter. Dr. Michael Greger has voiced how mindful movements, including slower martial arts, can anchor mental health in tandem with physical stability. 2020 interview. These respected organizations and individuals reinforce the message that ignoring your body's signals poses unacceptable risks. Conclusion. Before we conclude, let's distill the core messages into 3 concise bullet points. 1. Active body-protected heart. Simple motion is the cornerstone for preventing severe circulatory events. 2. Mindful choices better. Aging prioritize sleep, meditation, and stress management to safeguard both cognition and mood. 3. Nutrient-dense diet fuel. Your body with essential vitamins and minerals to preserve muscle mass, bone health, and energy. If you found value in this script, if it spurred you to reflect on your health, please hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated, and share it with anyone else who needs a wake-up call. The conversation doesn't end here. Leave a comment with your experiences or questions. By actively engaging, you not only help yourself, but also contribute to a supportive community of peers. Now, for one final question to keep the discussion going, what's the next small step you can take today to reinforce your mobility and protect your future? Share your thoughts below. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear.